it's Jez. Welcome to my channel. So if you're new, thank you for joining me, and if you're not new, welcome back. So I'm working on my December daily. So these are the Tracie Fox tags. I have done 2 videos now on it. I did day 1 to 8, and then I did 9 to 16. Somebody did say that they wished I hadn't sped it up, but it would take a long time. You can slow them down a bit. I'm doing a mixture of speeded up and not speeded up in this video. So I am up to date. It is the 22nd today, and I've done 22. I have not worked on it for a couple of days. I've been quite busy with Christmas things, going shopping, etc. So I have done 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and 22 in time lapse. I'm going to do certainly 23 not in time lapse. So I followed the same sort of way that I've done previously. I think I did this on camera, can't remember. So some bits I've done in real time, some bits I haven't. I've not used the tags in the order that Tracie produced them, and I've mixed last year's and this year's. So yeah, so this isn't tag 17 in the set. This is just what I've done. So for this sort of layout, I did a tag on its side to form a pocket and decorated it, and then lots of the tags are double ones, and so I just have it so that it can open up and you can journal on the inside. And then that one is just, I just left that as a tag. I have actually just watched Tracie do 22 and she used this in it. Clearly this is 17, so I've proper got it out of sync, but I just like the way it went. Okay, and then this is another this is a treble one, and what I decided to do was create a little pocket in there and just put, oh, that needs inking on the back. Needs inking, Jez. Get it inked. Lots of them, like these, are all coffee dyed. And most, well, they're tea actually. I use tea, not coffee. I don't like the smell of the coffee. But occasionally I'll use my ink like I'm doing now. So I've got last year's and this year's December dailies, and you will notice I've got Tracie's Christmas flashcards as well, which I thought were quite cool to put in there. So we are losing obviously the back of that middle pocket because I glued it down, middle tag rather, so you can't see it, but it's okay. That's not a huge problem. But you get some extra sheets in it, and so some of these things have come from the extras, the extra sheets, or they might have been freebies, I can't remember. So there, nice little season's greetings postcard there. Shall we have Santa up? There we go. And what I did was I've got a magnet. Must have a magnet under there, although I can't feel it. Where did I put the magnet? There's a magnet there. Did I put it under there? I thought I put it on this one, under there somewhere. I've slept. It's definitely, oh, it's under that side. There, it's under there. So that closes it shut. And I just added another little postcard there just for sort of decoration, and did a bit of stamping and stenciling. So that was that one. This one, double pockets, which sort of the same as I've done before. So this was some of last year's stuff. They're actually, if you look carefully, that one's printed slightly bigger than that one. So this one I must have done sort of without a margin, and this one I didn't, but it didn't really matter. I don't think it sort of notices, and I'm sure if I hadn't pointed out to you, you probably wouldn't have seen it. but there we go. So in this, again, like before, we've got those just open up. So obviously I haven't put anything on the top because they open up. This one, I just liked it the way it was. I thought the colours went really well, and just tea dyed on the thing. I might put some string in the top of that. That was probably what I was going to do to finish that off. Just haven't got round to it. So yeah, so this one was a nice button theme, and I do love buttons. And oh gosh, who was it that did it? Was it Liz McGuire that did this one? And she actually sewed them. Was my intention to do that. I just run out of time, and I just did some more buttons on there. I tried to give them a little bit of dimension. Some of these I've used my shaper tools to give them a bit of dimension. You probably can't see that, but that's what I've done. I'm going to do some twine now. Do I want green or red? I think I might go for the reds. I think I might do that. So I'm just going to just put a little bit of twine in these. So I've put an eyelet in them. Just because I can. Put it like that. I might tie a bow. And then, yeah, 21, 22. Again, I've sort of done what I've done before in these, where you just have the two tags there. They open up with a magnet, both of them. Kept them similar colours. I'm not sure if these star tags went with these. I don't know. I think they were doubled, and I just cut it in half. I tea dyed it, and then sometimes, because I've just got an ordinary printer, the ink's not waterproof, you get this sort of thing going on, but I quite like it, so it didn't bother me. And then you've got the colour on the inside, but I was quite happy with that. I like the effect. So that's 21 and 22. So now what my thoughts are, that I do a double spread for 23, only because I want to do a double spread for Christmas Eve, a double spread for Christmas Day, and a double spread for Boxing Day. Rather than go to the New Year, I thought I'd stop at Boxing Day. Yeah, so in order, the way the numbers fall, I need a double spread for the 23rd. But that's okay, because we are proper prepping for visitors and things. And as I said, my intention is, have I said that my intention is give this to Ed so we can sort of organise Christmas around it. He gets a bit flustered worrying that things aren't going to be done, so we can sort of say, right, this is what we're planning to do this day, that day, the other day. So yeah, so he's took the turkey out of the freezer today and put it in the fridge to defrost. So that is sort of like a little note that I thought he could write down. So now, before I go any further, I will just show you how these got put together in time lapse. You can slow it down. If you go to the little cog that's the settings, you can speed things up and you can slow things down. So don't know how it will look, but I just know you can do that. All right, and then I'll be back to do this page. got this big bag. So I kind of picked out what I wanted. The tags, there were some things in the kit that I quite liked to be on that day. And then I went through and chose the ones that I wanted. And then I looked back at last year's. And so there we go. I've got a big pile. I did a load of tea dyeing. I've got all these like spare bits. I like that idea for Christmas Eve. So that's going back in there for Christmas Eve. I like that for Christmas Eve. And there was like a Santa, I think, that I quite liked to go with it. Losing things. There was that one. So I thought those two would do Christmas Eve. I'm sure I had a cut out Santa. So those are definitely Christmas Eve-y ones. So I'm just gonna put some of these away. And there's your cut out Santa. There he is. That's the one I like. Yeah, I knew I had him somewhere. So moving some of those out of the way that I don't think I'm going to use. So this dark one that I really liked from last year, I have cut all these dark bits out. That one I've backed on tea dye paper because I thought it might be a nice journaling card. There's two of these. I've backed them on book pages. They're going to be pockets. Anyway, I've got another one of them somewhere. There it is. So I've got a pile of them, and they're quite good for just backing on, because these ones last year were just printed onto ordinary. It's presentation papers, 120 GSM. So I thought we'd have those two as the pockets, like so. And I had a little thought that I might incorporate those. Those were part of it. You had this and you had these two. I've also got these tags from other things which I might incorporate somehow. I haven't thought it 100% through, but what I have thought was I got this envelope. I'm not quite sure where this envelope's from. One of these Christmas efforts, and what I actually thought was get rid of those two side bits and just have a thing that you open and close and put sort of a policy closure. Never made one before, and I thought that pretty much fits nicely on that middle section. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on right now, is making that. So I'm going to move that out of the way. Move some of this gubbins out of the way. There we go. So I want to chop this off, quite simply. Don't want those sides. And so this is proper warts and all brain thinking. There we go. I'll go over a tad. There we go. And the same on that side. And I'll have to trim down the tag, and I have backed it, but I don't think that really matters. So there we go. We've got that. And I'm thinking of putting that down, and then having these two close over. So I want to just trim off the top and the bottom a bit so that it is the right size. Now top's actually thicker, so we do that. And I can kind of see where I need to chop it, which I could mark. I could mark where I want to chop it with a pencil. I'll drop it there. Yeah. Can you see that, Jez? Yeah, just about. There we go. Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect. That's fine. So I want to put some tea dyed paper on this. Oh, I've got some here. This thin stuff, and it's all ripped, so I'll use this. So I am thinking, yeah, I'll put it over there. So I'm going to put the glue on this. And then trim round. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to glue stick all around the edges and the middle. And then we'll glue, proper glue, because I don't 100% trust glue stick. And then put that on there. Get a little scraper. And then we can just cut these. Need your glasses, because it'll all go pig-tongue if I don't get my glasses on. There we go. Go nicely. We will ink around that. So I'm going to do the other end in exactly the same way. So they're all covered, and then I've inked, and I inked around the edges there that I've cut off. So that is now ready. So I've got a choice of, I could stick it down, and I could create another, you know, pocket behind, or I could have it as a little floaty thing. Because I had sort of prepared to have two pockets, but I don't have to. I could make this a tag quite simply. So I am thinking that actually it'd be quite good that if I use this and I'm creating a pocket, I am going sort of out of sync with the patterns that I was doing now, but that's okay. I'm doing a double take space spread, so I've gone off piste anyway. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, and have that as some sort of pocket somewhere. I've got these bits, so I did think that that could be a nice journaling card. So that could in fact be popping out of the pocket, and then you'd see the design. I might do it that way, and then you see a bit of the design. That would be quite nice actually, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think I might go for that. Still got that to play with, and we've got our people. So this could be, you know, guests arriving or preparing for guests, so that's how people would help with that. I did think that was quite nice. Could use that in some way, shape or form, or maybe on here and have that as a tag in here. I've still got that as well. Quite like these. That could be a journaling card. This I liked as well. Could use that in a way. Got this, may or may not use it. Got a bit of a... So I did think that I might... That one's not thick enough yet. But I have a couple of tags in there that are secured in and not necessarily you know, floating, not that going there. I could make that a notebook. I've done notebooks like that before, and then we've got a little notebook for writing things down. That's an idea. So yeah, I think that's what we're working with. So I need to do what I normally do is use some stencils and stencil in the background. So what stencils shall I use on this one? Done stars, done stripes, I've done swirl, stars. I quite like that one actually. Or as these got checks, actually I've got one that's layers up to make right checks. Is that in this one? I do that. So we've got this, and then this one behind, or I could just do that one. Let's see. So we've got a little bit of checks going on. Not going to see the middle section too much. There. Cooking on gas. I was using the other board book, wasn't I? Back there. There we go. That's better. Forgotten about that. Yeah. Liking that a lot. I'll do the same on to the other side. Of course, the other side's going to have a pocket, so we're not so bothered about underneath. Right, I might match that up a bit. Yep. Matching that there. And let's go over here. There we go. And I might just go at this bottom section. There we go. I think that will be fine. You're not going to see that bit. Perfect. With a pocket going on there. Yep. Like that. It's got holly on it. I might stamp me holly as well. Give it a little bit of extra. I know that one's gone the wrong way. Doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. And just to make it the same, I'm going to do that one that way. And then it matches. Right, so that's that. So I am going to glue this to that, and this has already been backed, so that's going to then be nice and robust, and then we'll stick it down just on 3 sides. So we've then got a pocket. Because what we want to make sure is when it's sticking down, it's actually in the right place. Yep. And I think I might use my button punch. Somebody asked I haven't replied to the comment yet, that they really like this punch. Where did I get it from? Hobbycraft. Hobbycraft is a craft shop in the UK. So yeah, that's where it came from. Now I want something red. Got this big heart, which I actually may not use as a heart, so I might use that. So I can't see where we're going with this, so I can't like center a snowflake on it, so I don't know what we're going to get. Well, there, we missed it completely, but let's just have a little look-see. That is what I'm going for. Right, so let's just, I can kind of see, if I look down there I can see where the buttons go in. It's my only thing about this, is that you can't see all that well where it is. Now where did it go? It's there. Yeah, I like that. So then, seeing under there, that's seems to be proper cork. Yeah, so we've got like a button closure. Really like that idea. So I think I'm going to cut, what I want is the bits that I cut off. So if I cut, didn't need to tuck those circles out of that, but my thought is if I put them together, that could be my little closure. Would look good if they were sewn, wouldn't it? Could maybe sew it to that piece and then stick this on the back. That's not quite thick enough, that cardstock. I might get thicker cardstock. That's card. Let's just stick these to that and then cut them out again, and then we've got a little bit of strength. So you don't have to do this, you could do it, I mean, one of the sort of policy envelope ones that you do, you often use an eyelet or a brad. This might not work, but I'm giving it a go. So stick those down, give it a bit of a weight. So I need needle and cotton and thread that will work well. Right, so I've got a needle and cotton. I've used a thicker needle and I got this nice vintage thread, which I thought went really well with that sort of greeny colour. So we need to ink around this, of course. Yeah. And then we are going to, so that is what I want to sew to that end. So glasses, I'm thinking I might poke the hole to make it a tad easier. So let's move the pokey tool. There we are. I haven't threaded my needle yet. So I'm going to come up there, pull thread, go over diagonally, so we'll have a cross. Oh, I could have put a dab of glue on this to stick it in place. I might do that. Just a little dab of glue on there, on the centre point. So that it stays in place. Make sure the holes are lined up. And then just gonna stick that in there to use on the next one. So that's that. So we need that to go on there. So that's raised quite well for winding something around. So we'll stick another one of these, I think, on the back. Not that one, that's the one you've got to use for that, Jess. So stick this on the back of that disc. Maybe double cotton and going twice is giving it a bit of, maybe a bit of bulk it didn't want, but I might use this red baker's twine. So I could have attached that to this. Yep, and then that will wind round there quite nicely. So that needs to go on there. I might use art glitter glue to adhere that. So I'm going to tie a wee knot. There we go. Gonna snip that off there. So that is ready. So wind around there, and then we'll put the other one on and we'll windy round that. So I'm going to do that top one in exactly the same way as that. Okay, so I've finished the second one, so we'll just pop this on the page. I had a quick look, it's getting long, which is partly why some of these I've speeded through. There we go. So that will get stuck down, and then we're going to wind this round a few times. Might come up again, and then we can cut that off. There we go. So I want to stick this down. So I've got a pocket coming out here, so I'm going to put glue on all these sides. There we go. So I'm using art glitter. I'm going to do quite a thick line because I want to make sure this sticks down. I have, whilst I was stopping filming there, I have now sorted out the back bedroom for my boy coming home tomorrow night. Quite excited. So there we go, checking the trees are up the right way. So we go middle-ish. Move that other board book. There we go. So I've got something to push against now. Yeah, I don't know about anybody else, but we don't use our back two bedrooms. And so we haven't had the heating on in them. We've turned the radiators off in them. But so today we put the radiators on. give it a good heat through for our guests. We had guests last Friday, so the first bedroom has actually had the heating on in there, and we left it on. And so it was just the back room needs heating up, so it's going to have today and tomorrow, so it'll be lovely by the time James gets in. So I think that'll look a treat. I might use my favourite punch and make it look pretty. So let's give that a punch. Punch. Oh, I've suddenly gone all weak. There we go. It's too much wrapping. There we go. I find wrapping presents really difficult, and so Ed does all of them, apart from obviously the ones that I'm giving him. And a couple of years ago I bought a roll of brown paper, because then that's recyclable at the end when people unwrap the presents. The brown paper's recyclable, unlike other Christmas wrap, but it's really thick. Ed tried wrapping with it. He went, I'm not using that. He went, it's not paper jet, it's cardstock. Well, he doesn't use the term cardstock, it's card. And so yesterday when we went out, and I was saying my hands really hurt, he went, well, that's what happens when you wrap your presents in card and not paper. Yeah, but I bought this big roll and I've used it now 3 or 4 years. I've not made a dent in it. I do use it for packaging as well, so yeah, so that didn't help me pain in the list. So there, I might put something else on there, but yeah, so that's nice. I quite like that shape. That looks good. Get this for this side. I'm just going to stick that down as is. It's all been inked round on it. Yeah. So glue this in place, and then we'll think about what we're going to stuff in it. And in the other one, going over a little bit, so just remember I've got to put my washi tape down there, which I haven't done yet. I usually put tag under there when it's gluing down, so that it will hold more. Right, let's get the washi tape done. So just put a bit of glue stick down, because we don't trust washi tape. Loads more that side than this side. Move it slightly. There we go. That's what we want. So let's just trim this off. I will probably use my sanding block to neaten this up a bit. All right. There we are. So that's that. So got that going on in there. I might just put, what have I got? I've got that tag there. I might put that in there. So I might back that, and then that can go in there. And then over here, we've got this that needs backing. I could just stick them on like that. It's that way up, Jess. The tree's going that way. And that could be a tag. Like so. Needs a bit trimming. It's too long. I was going to make a little notebook. I could make the notebook with this. Oh, that came with it, quite like that. Little journaling card out of that. That on there. Little notebook. Do that. Right, so I'm just going to back these bits because you don't need to see that. Okay, so those two are backed. I trimmed a little bit off that. So this is just 120 GSM tea-dyed paper. So 220 GSM together makes quite a nice thickness. This has obviously got book page in between, so it's a bit thicker. So I was thinking about and I was thinking, do I want all of those in a strip? I mean, I quite like it because it looks like them photo booths. Or did I want to share them around? Not sure. And then I was thinking, I've got this red tag, or I've got this red tag, and I've got this. And actually that looks quite good layered, doesn't it? That would be fairly simple. Put in there, and I might use that then on a different day. So that is, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Put them over there, and I've still got this, which I thought I might make a little notebook with. And I'll do a little bit of decoration on this. Maybe some words. What have I got here? Oh, I've got the holly and the ivy. Well, it's just perfect, isn't it? On there we need the number 23. I'm not sure where that is. Oh, and I've got these little flags as well. I don't know where the rest of them are. I've got that I cut off. Cold outside, it certainly is. I ain't going to argue with her. So, and as it's quite layered, this, I don't think it necessarily needs anything else. I'm wondering if I will use a flashcard. I've been using those throughout. They're quite nice. I can't really remember what I did with the rest of the bits that I'd cut out for this, to be honest. Did I shove them up there? I think you might have. So, don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. We've got maybe a bit of that and a red one on this side. What have we got? Angel. I've got an angel tag there, so maybe we'll stick an angel up there. That might go quite nice with Grace, or I could do star. I didn't print off every single him. I might put him. We went to a carol concert last night. Well, I say carol concert. It was, we did sing carols, but it was a choir, like an a cappella choir, and it was in a pub. I was like, this is the way forward. This is carols in a pub. I was, and then The Holly and the Ivy is a hymn. Ah, Cooking on Gas, Jez. Cooking on the gas. Yeah, I think we might cluster that together like that. Like it. Yeah, so we had a merry old time. There was non-Christmas tunes as well. A really lovely new version of a hymn that was sort of based on Silent Night, called Peaceful Night. Oh, it was beautiful. But we always think Christmas isn't Christmas unless we've sung some carols. As a child, we would go to, well, as a very young child, we'd go to Mass on Christmas morning. And then as we got a bit older, we started going to midnight Mass. Oh, I adore midnight Mass. But our local church doesn't do midnight Mass. They do it earlier on Christmas Eve, sort of about 6, 7 o'clock. It's not quite the same. Not quite the same feel as midnight Mass. Oh, I'm loving that. Loving that. I'm wondering, I picked out Joy to the World. Goes nicely with an angel. Have I got smaller Joy to the World? Because that's quite big. I've got words in different sizes. I feel I've used Joy to the World quite a bit. So, oh, excellent. I do have it. Let's get that cut out. Okay, so that little one's cut out there. I think that looks a treat up there. And then I was just thinking, about this on the bottom, but I think it's a bit big, so I had a little look to see if I had the smaller version of it, because some of the pages I've printed out more than once and had the smaller version, but I couldn't see it, and so that was that really. So I'm rethinking. The cogs are turning as I'm doing this. I also needed to look for the 23rd. I found the 23rd, so I'm thinking I might just put that over there. And they need doing and this needs doing. And I found, whilst I was looking for the 23rd, found this. So this has got a smaller version of that. So you see a bit more of the background. And then I was thinking, did I want to pull this in instead? And then I've got these things. layer behind. And that'd be quite a nice tag, just needs a word on. So that needs sticking down. And I might put that on the back, somewhere to write on, or I might just leave it as it is. So that's going to get stuck together. This needs shaping and stuck down. That's all it needs. And that one's done. And then it's whether or not I do notebook. Do a hole in the top. I usually do the hole before I cut the edges because it's just a little bit easier. There we go. So I can put some string in that of some description. Might put red to match that. That's a good idea, Jess. So I'll stick that one down. And then we'll just stick all these down together. I'm thinking of Hark the Herald Angels, because we've got Holly and the Ivy, Joy to the World. So go for another Christmas. There we go. I've done Joy to the World. Another sort of Christmas hymn. There we go. So, stuck all them down, and I've just made a little bit of a rectangle, and I'm just going to stick that on there so it's got a little tab and doesn't need a string, and I'm just going to put some of that string on there. And I might call that a day, because I'd like this to go up on the 23rd, and then I'll either do the 24th and then the 25th and 26th and have them as 3 separate videos, because actually doing a double spread is taking quite a long time. So fold it in half again. I'm going to do it with a couple of bits rather than just one bit. because on the other page, that page are tied in a bow, and that page we've got multiple, so yeah, that works like that. So just trim that like that. Yeah, there's a bit of me that thinks it does need a little bit of that colour there. That's what I'm thinking. I will rustle something up quickly. So I think I might just make a fold over notebook. Why not? Fold that off. Put some pages in there. So this needs covering. So we'll just cover it with this. So I'll quickly do that. Okay, so I covered it. I just folded it in half, and then I thought, actually, that's okay, just as it is. It will tuck in there, and that gives the bit of black that I was looking for to tie in. And then I found a little 23 and that little holly leaf and thought that just might finish that off, and that's that page. So I am going to call that a day, get this uploaded, and do the others in a separate video. And can't believe that I'm ahead, because it's only the 22nd right now doing this, but I'm going to hopefully get this out on the 23rd. So there we have it. So I have done, yeah, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. Okay, so yeah, I'll get photos done of those, put them over on my blog, nigezza.co.uk, so you can have a little look-see. And yeah, thoroughly enjoying this. So nearly done and ready to wrap for Christmas. Proper chunky. All right then, see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for joining me.